What's up? Time to get up. Time to wake up. Time to get your ass on. Oh, I said ass. That might offend somebody. Actually, it won't. That'll make 200 people come on at one time. Here's that ass, boy. That bullshit ass. Well, today on the show, we're going to talk about a few people that are being arrested and charged. A soccer star arrested and charged with sexual assault. A Minnesota man charged with the death of an up-and-coming model. 3 University of Wyoming swim team members die in a car crash. More on the life and crimes of Vince McMahon. The cell phone outage with AT&T. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was a tech problem. Cue the conspiracy nuts. What's up, Wolverine fanboy? We'll talk about that. Plus, we'll have a preview of WWE's Elimination Chamber coming up on Saturday night. And we'll have a little Football Friday. Preview some college football action playoffs months away. We'll tell you what's going on with that. And UFL is coming up at the end of March. Or the beginning of March, I think, yeah. Plus, it's Major League Baseball's training. Spring training begins officially this weekend. It started yesterday, so it officially begins this weekend. And we got Wolverine fanboy, the first one to come on this morning. Everybody's going to start coming on slowly. It's a good morning. But I want to thank all the fantastic listeners of a syndicated morning show for saying good morning to me this morning. I appreciate them. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent. Hank Arnold here from Cowboy the Force. Cowboy the Force is Noonan's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowboytheforce.org or follow us on Facebook.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Noonan. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Noonan.
You hear music to the lyrics speak to you on a deeper level.
We're getting ready to go home.
Join me and Donna Wood every Friday morning at 10.
Yes, that's coming up here in just a few.
99.1 FM, The Key, for our show, Lyrical Wisdom. Every week we will dive into the lyrics of songs and uncover hidden messages that we hope will leave you feeling inspired and enlightened.
You know what? I didn't add it in. I didn't add the SEC report, boy.
Email us with ideas for songs. Lyrical Wisdom Show.
I didn't add that.
That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Let's share some wisdom together.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ryan Peterson here, host of the
We'll get it.
Show.
I believe we will.
Join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show. Every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern, you'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Ryan Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
We own the Knights. Yes. Whoa, went up to 54 degrees that quick. It's period number one. 3 periods of nonstop play of sports, entertainment, and more. It's Football Friday. What's up, everybody? We're going to talk about Elimination Chamber, and we got some true crime news that's going to feed off of yesterday and get your headlines, including Todd Chrisley. What's up? Stay tuned. It's RyanORadio Penitentiary. I'm your host of the most, the one, the only, Ryan Neal, of course, and oh, yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide on the shoutcast. Shout it out loud across that RyanORadio media page. Oh, man, there's too many to say on there. Also, worldwide, all over the Earth Rock Radio, New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation Real Radio, Internet Radio, and across the British Columbia Isles of Canada. Hey, you CFL fans getting ready for that, aren't you? Also, ladies and gentlemen, finally, across East Alabama, West Georgia's Jordan Communication and Family Radio Stations, 99.1 FM, The Key, WQEE, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and much, much more. Not foggy on here this morning for some reason. It was foggy yesterday. But to all my haters, I got one thing to say to you. Listen up, YouTubers and everybody. Whether they like it or not, I am the man around here. Welcome into the YouTube page. Like, subscribe, and share. We're all over the RyanORadio Penitentiary page. We're on my personal page and tagged to the WQEE Key Facebook page. We're everywhere you need to be, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. That's right. You're inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and a good night. It's 11 minutes past the hour. You are tuned into RyanORadio Penitentiary. We'll get into your headlines in just a few moments. We gotta tell you what's going on with some traffic to kick off the morning in just a moment, as traffic started to pick up out there in the Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, East Alabama, West Georgia area for those that are tuning in there. Coming up this next 3 periods, we're going to dive into it a little bit more in the life and crimes of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Also, this morning, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Chrisley. You know him from Chrisley Knows Best on USA Network. He and his wife were arrested and sentenced to, he's got 12 years and she had 7 years. There's a possibility Julie could be getting out next year. Well, this happened a few years back, so we'll see anything. He's saying that he's unable to contact his wife and talk to her, as well as having worship services. We'll talk more about what's going on in the life of Todd Chrisley. At least Todd Chrisley's not running around, on a list and everything. Oh. Maybe they could give him a little time off for good behavior. Oh. All right. Anyway, boy, I'm going to put him in there, boy. I ain't worried about putting everybody. If I like somebody, I'm going to keep them out. If I don't like somebody, they're not going to stay in. We'll talk about Chrisley. We'll talk about a couple of things going on. 3 University of Wyoming swim team members are dead on a highway. We'll tell you why. Also, a Minnesota man has been charged with the death of an up-and-coming model in Los Angeles. Wow, that's a big story that's going on there. And, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about a soccer star who's been arrested and charged with sexual assault and sentenced to 4.5 years. We'll tell you what's up with that. It's Football Friday, so you know what that means. We're going to dive deeper into a little football action for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the UFL coming up very shortly. I'm excited about it, ready for the Birmingham Stallions to lay some smacketh down and do things. Their first game is, since they're the champions of the USFL, will take on the XFL champions from last season, the San Antonio Brahmas. That's going to be the first game of the season, and we'll talk about when that kicks off very shortly. And college football world, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a big college football fan, the college football world is changing. Now we got this 12-round playoffs that begins this year. There's a possibility going into 2026, it's going to turn into top 14 teams, of course. Also, Apple has released the Apple Sports app for you sports nuts out there. And we'll talk about the tech problems for the cell phones at AT&T. Now, that happened at AT&T, nowhere else really. AT&T said there was a tech problem and not anything else, so we'll dive into that. And cue the conspiracy liars. The lies are ahead, so cue that. We'll talk about that this morning. All right, good morning. We've got people joining us all on the Facebook page as well as on our YouTube page now. You know, of course, they're going to drop off because, I love conspiracy nut theories, boy. Stop embarrassing the people that come up with real ideas from 20 years ago that, you know, this is how we believe and this is scientifically proved in my field, whether I believe them or not. You know, I'm just going to say before we get into this, I'll talk about it. I feel like that the people that were coming up with ideas of Bigfoots and UFOs and stuff like that, and we even have some guests to come on the show to talk about that. It's not dangerous. Their ideas are not dangerous. It's not causing division in their families. They're not ready to murder their family members. But some of the stuff that we got going on today, it's a little weird out there. We'll get into it this morning. We'll get into it. So call your friends, tell them to tune in because Ryan's got some things to say about that. And stop embarrassing my friends that are ghost hunters. They've never done anything to you. All right, let's jump into it. Let's take a look at your Killersworth Realty Road Report this morning. That's the first thing we're going to do at 15 minutes past the hour. We're currently 54 degrees under cloudy skies with a little bit of rain out there, up a little bit, a few more hours of rain around the metro Atlanta area in East Alabama. Your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Time for us to go ahead and take a look at Killersworth Realty Road Report now.
Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-535-0047.
No, you definitely don't have to do it alone. So make sure you give a call to those fantastic people there. Fantastic people. Amy and Todd, perfect home for the perfect person right here in the Atlanta market. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and Metro Atlanta. Henry County, a crash in the left lane at I-75, Hudson Bridge Road, exit 225, delays in Stockbridge. That's up to about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In Henry County, also, there's a clearing going on near Jonesboro Road. That's going to clear up about 10 minutes till the top of the hour. That's 10 minutes till the top of the hour. In Northwest Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen, West Conway Drive, right off of Mount Parr Road, structure fire being worked by the Atlanta Fire Station, Fire Rescue. And of course, make sure you stay out of that road, take an alternate route. That's going to about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time when everything should be cleared up. There's another rollover in Atlanta right before the exit 59. That's going to be up to 8:09 Eastern Standard Time on the roadway there, I should say. DeKalb County, the crash is being cleared right now near exit 91. That's clearing up here in the next about 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. Well, that's going to be cleared, as well as some traffic advisory with an incident in Cobb County. Started a couple of hours ago. That should be cleared about 7:30. It happened near New Northside / Power Ferry Drive. That's exit 22. 2 right lanes shut down. Continue on I-75 southbound to get to work or wherever you may be roaming off to. Nothing on Bullsboro this morning, as well as 4 Favorite Road and popular road, Interstate 85, right off the interstate, the exit. Everything's cleared. We had an accident earlier there, crash earlier there. Everything is taken care of. Everything is fine. No reports of any kind of injuries this morning, thank goodness. But we'll find out if there's any additional information when that comes into it. In Jackson Street downtown, people are heading towards LaGrange Street to go to a high school, towards Noonan High School. Heading down Interstate 85 southbound. Grantville looking good, as well as Hogansville from the Grantville Police Department, Hogansville Police Department. We appreciate them. Good morning, David Clark. He is part of the Grantville City Council. We appreciate you guys there in our sister city of Grantville of Coweta County, I should say. We'll head on down the interstate to LaGrange, looking good on New Franklin Road, as well as Commerce Avenue, and going into LaGrange. West Point Road, the best way to get into West Point from LaGrange. If you're coming off the interstate, the best way to get off the interstate would be the Kia Boulevard. If not, you get off the West Point exit, take a right. Construction going on there. That's been going on for about 6 months. It's continuing to move forward there. You take a left, it's back towards the Love's gas station. Of course, there's a Hardee's in there, and a lot of people are backing up there. Heading on down to exit 77 is the best way to get into Valley if you don't go through West Point, because exit 79 is shut down for construction in Alabama. That's what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, look at your traffic. Good morning, everybody. Traffic once again brought to you by Killensworth Realty Road Report. Let's jump into a few things making the headlines. 54 degrees once again out there. We're about 20 minutes past the hour. Here's our headlines, and some headlines you can check out on the WQEE Facebook page to read for yourself, because I don't have to tell you everything, and I don't tell you what to think. This is real news. Custom agents seized more than 6 tons of methamphetamine at a Texas border. And, of course, we've been doing the border reports on Tuesday for you, keeping you abreast of going on. There's 7 states so far with National Guard there, and the Texas Governor Abbott has decided to set up camp there for them to have a 24-hour shift. Food, sleep materials, and more. We'll talk more about that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, judge in former President Trump's New York fraud case denies request to pause enforcement of the $355 million penalty he has to pay. Also, African-American soldiers executed after the 1917 Houston riot honored with new headstones there in Houston. We'll get into that in just a few. Let's go ahead and get a couple of other headline news that I'm going to read for you to let you get ready before we head into Israel at War, our update every morning at 30 minutes past the hour in the first period. Good morning, everybody. You're inside RyanORadio Penitentiary, and Lockdown is a TGIF edition. 3 members of the University of Wyoming swimming and diving team have died in a single vehicle car crash in Colorado. The university said in a statement that the incident happened Thursday afternoon. That's on U.S. Highway 287, about 10 miles south of Wyoming-Colorado border. 2 other members of the men's swim and diving team were also sustained non-threatening life injuries in the crash. We will keep you abreast of what's going on with that. Colorado State Patrol released identifications for an 18-year-old woman, 21-year-old man, and 22-year-old man. The university said it will not release the names of the victims until the next of kin have been notified. God, just think your kids are going to school for that, and that happens. God bless these children and their families. God bless these children and their families. Ooh, man. All right, other headline news this morning. A Minnesota man has been arrested. Authorities have arrested a 41-year-old man from Minnesota in connection for a brutally killing of an aspiring model who was found gagged, bound, stuffed, and killed inside a refrigerator in her L.A. apartment. LAPD said officials arrested Magnus Daniel Humphrey of Minnesota after he was arrested under other unrelated federal charges. He's accused of murdering the aspiring model on September 12th in her apartment. Her autopsy shows she died of blunt force trauma. Wednesday, a statement did not come out whether or not this man was connected, or how he was connected to the victim. Man, sadness there. Still to come this morning, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about Todd Chrisley. We'll get you news with that. A soccer legend, Dane Alves, was found guilty of sexual assault and sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. Not one, not two, but three. A three-judge panel ruled Thursday in this case. And ladies and gentlemen, I tell you what, we got some Apple news for you, and not that tasty Apple news, but the other Apple news for you. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Hello. How are you? I appreciate every one of you being with us. Thank you. Thank you, Andre. Thank you, Andre. And then Agnes. Is that Agnes? Good morning, Agnes. And of course, Wolverine Fanboys on with us. Loved Wolverine Fanboys nickname. So cool. Guys, if you're a sports nut and you're a sports addict, this will be a good one for you. Apple released the Apple Sports app, allowing fans to track in real time scores of their favorite teams, football, basketball, baseball. This has been good to get now because baseball season is just beginning. And of course, you can access not only that, but the streams from around the world for some of your favorite teams, whether it's soccer, it's called soccer in America, but football in other countries, soccer, American football, UFL football, that's spring football, CFL football, NFL football, NBA, NHL, MLB, and so much more. You can keep up with everything from this new Apple thing, and I'll probably be able to stream some of the games there as well. And we do know that's coming up this summer, Fox, as well as along with Warner Brothers and ESPN, are working together to bring a brand new streaming service of all the sports by the time this middle summer begins, so that by the time next year, you're going to be able to see every single sport all year long. Kind of like you listen to the radio here at WQEE, you might be able to hear all that. There you go. Yeah. Sports nuts, you got more and more. Still to come, we'll talk about the cell phone outages yesterday. It was a tech problem, not an attack, but a tech problem. And it was only on AT&T's website, or AT&T's, I should say AT&T's service. All right, before we dive into anything else, it's time for our morning devotion sponsored by Noonan City Church. Noonan City Church, 17 First Avenue here in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. Every Sunday morning, we invite you out at 8 a.m. inside services. We have the outside tent revival every Sunday morning, 9 a.m. and 10:30. And of course, hold on to your horses and stay on with us. We have for you hip, cool kids in the evening. That's right, your hip, cool kids in the evening is NCC PM, 6:30 p.m. Pastor Cedric, Pastor Darren, Pastor Randy, and Head Pastor Jimmy Ellison inviting you out, 17 First Avenue in Noonan, for transforming lives for Jesus' sake. Amen. All right, it's the 23rd day of February, and here's what we're going to read this morning. Coming from Jesus Listen, Sarah Young's Daily Devotion Prayer Book. She's got Romans 12:2, Psalms 46:10, 1 Chronicles 16:10, and Psalms 32:8. Let's jump right into it. My guiding God, help me to follow you in your lead. Open myself more fully to you in your way for me. I don't want to be so focused on getting my own way that I miss things you have prepared for me. Instead, I choose to relax with you while you transform me for renewing of my mind, working your newness into me. I need to be still in your presence, trusting you enough to let go of my expectations and demands. Sometimes I obstruct the very things that I desire, which is trying to make it hard for me and myself and my time, and while you're trying to make it easy for me, God. But you know what my own desires in my heart are. You know what my goals are and when I'm going to reach them. I'm learning to yield to your will and timing. I will guide you along the best path of your life, and I will advise you and watch over you your promises. In your transforming name, amen, amen, amen. Woo, that's a good one for this morning at 27 minutes past the hour. That's and of course, we're holding at about 54 degrees. Time temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. That's a good one for this morning. You need to think about that on your way to work, on your way to school, on your way to wherever you may be heading off to. If you're dropping somebody off, going to a doctor's appointment and everything, keep this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, on your way, wherever you may be roaming off to on this day known as a TGIF Friday. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back on the network, we're going to Israel. We got more updates. Israel at war, plus black soldiers executed after 1917 Houston riot honored with new headstones. Kind of a bit of a black history moment. We still got Black History moments during the show, but we're going to do this one. I'm going to do this one. Plus, still to come, Todd Chrisley says he wasn't able to speak with his wife on Valentine's Day, hadn't been able to speak with her since he's been in Pensacola, Florida, and in the jail facility there. His wife is in Kentucky. Julie could be getting out as early as next year. He says he's not allowed to speak to her or even have church worship services. We'll speak about that sometime this morning. The cell phone outage at AT&T. Cue the conspiracy liars pretty soon there. We'll talk about that. And still to come, it's Football Friday. I'll get you a little football action in the final hour. And we got the SEC report for you, too, this morning to get you ready. SEC men's basketball report. All that's coming up in the final period. But, right now, we got a lot more news and excitement for you because it's a TGIF. If you're not here with us, we got 2 words for you. No, we're not going to do the DX thing. No. Even though I'm from that generation. Back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you dare move away. This is RyanORadio Penitentiary. You are in lockdown. We're going to put you in the penalty box for safekeeping.
On this Friday, watched by Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those runners, winners, or gooey things at all. Michael the Kruger exterminating late smackdown for you at 34 Jefferson Street in Newton. Light rain early this morning, decreasing clouds by the afternoon, mostly sunny, high near 65, with a 90% chance of showers throughout your entire morning. Northwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clearing up tonight, going to be cool with a low near 43. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Generally sunny skies for your Saturday, high near 61. Winds northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. Going into your Saturday evening, whoa, it's cold. It's going to be clear, cold, low near 31. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Beautiful Sunday, and of course, generally sunny, high near 64, light and variable winds. Partly cloudy for Sunday night, low near 43, light and variable winds. More sun on Monday, a sunny Monday, high near 72 with a low near 54. Active Pest Control offers the best services and prices to protect your home, offering both monthly and quarterly pest control services, plus specific services like bedbug, vermin roach, and flea control. Even if you can't see them, insects are all around you 24/7. Active Pest Control wants to be the first line of defense. Active Pest Control, repair, buy, best termite coverage around. Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street, Newton, 770-954-9941.
Good for them. I'm proud of them.
Or on your favorite trail, you get that feeling somebody's coming up on you.
Like, subscribe, and share the page, everybody.
Prepared in today's world. Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense. All women of all ages have the ability to learn how to defend themselves effectively with technical drills to build their survival skills. You can be your own hero. Classes and private seminars are available. Learn today to have a safer tomorrow. WarriorDefenders.com.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Jordan Communications, and Let's Go Family Amusement. March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
Hey, sports fans, it's Ron Peterson here, host of The Ron Peterson Show, inviting you to join us daily for 2 hours of Atlanta's funnest sports talk right here on WQEE. I say fun because it is. You've never heard a show like it because we make the listeners a part of the show every day between noon and 2 p.m. Eastern. You'll hear plenty of the best sports talk, including the latest on the Falcons, the Braves, and more. And who knows, you might even hear you. That's the Rod Peterson Show, daily at noon, right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Woohoo! You are saved by the bell, and your goodness, most of you getting out now. You don't have to worry about that rain I got into this morning. Yeah, I guess the rain is going to clear up everything out there. We'll have another look at your forecast in just a few, so stay with us. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. If I don't see you again, a good night here inside the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Come on out of the penalty box. Come on. Everything is going to be all right. Everything's good. You are out of the penalty box. Like, share, and subscribe on our YouTube page. And we appreciate everybody tuning in worldwide and everywhere. Let's jump back into some news. It's always about this time. It's 34 minutes past the hour. And we're currently holding at 54 degrees. Time and temperature brought to you by Active Pesco at 34 Jefferson Street in Newnan. Of course, summer, winter, spring, fall, we don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Mike and the crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. It's time for us to take a look at Israel at war as we continue to move forward in this. A ship was attacked and caught fire in the Gulf of Aden, according to the British Royal Navy's UK Maritime Trade Operations. Say that 5 times fast, everyone out there listening. On Wednesday, Israel also said that its defense interrupted a missile in the Red Sea at the same time. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on with that. One person is dead during a morning rush hour in the occupied area of West Bank after 3 gunmen opened fire yesterday on a bunch of cars at a checkpoint right out on the outskirts of Jerusalem. A man in his 20s died in the scene at the section of Highway 1 between West Bank and Jerusalem, while 5 others were rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds. Of course, security forces shot the 20-year-old gunman at the scene and tracked down even more information. Shot 2 of the gunmen. Shot 2 of the gunmen at the scene and tracked down the 3rd one that was tied once he escaped. I guess they may have arrested him. Wow. Israel police said all this on X, and they haven't, of course. This has been the attacks that have been going on since the Israel-Hamas conflict began after the October 7th attack at the festival from Hamas. Wow. We'll keep you abreast of what's going on with all that, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this stuff gets more and more detrimental every day. They're talking about neither Palestine or Israel wants Palestine state, Israel state. This happens on the roadway as people were going through checkpoints yesterday from the West Bank into Jerusalem. These three gunmen did it. 2 were shot on the scene. 1 was caught later on. I don't know if he was just arrested or if he was shot on site. We don't know what kind of rules they have in other countries. So, but I'm just, like I said, we gotta just keep praying for everybody. And if you do pray, please pray for everybody over there on both sides. It's just an unnecessary war, but this thing has been going on forever. If you're a Bible reader, you're going to know that this war is going to go on forever. All right. Anyway, let's move forward and see what else is going on in the world around us. We told you the attacks. Let's talk about custom agents. Let's do a little border news right quick for you, since that's all the news I got in Israel this morning. If anything else pops up, I'll let you know if it comes to my attention. We'd like to keep it going. Oh no, it's freezing up. Oh no, my computer's freezing up. It wants to act up on me. For those of you that are like, why does your computer freeze up? Because every time I try to give news, it wants to freeze up. U.S. Custom and Border Patrol agents said Thursday that agents seized more than 6 tons of methamphetamine at Eagles Pass, Texas. This is where Governor Abbott has set up camps for the National Guard members from about 6 states that are guarding the border about 24/7. In support of entry, the agents described the seizure as the largest ever in the single enforcement action. Well, thank goodness that happened. I mean, we don't need any more of that over here anyway. We got enough wannabe pharmacists that go in the woods in America to mix that crap. CPB said that the shipment was intercepted by a tractor trailer at near the Commando Real International Bridge on Sunday. Following a canine and an inspection of the truck, CBP officials discovered a total of nearly 13,101 pounds of alleged methamphetamine that was being transported. The CBP also seized the street value of $117.1 million. We need that money. Just go ahead and take that money. Here's what you need to do. Once we seize that money, send it to the government and let the government put it into what we owe. That's what we need to do. Every time we get these drug dealers and these people's money, we just need to put it back. No, don't do that. Yes, do it. So that you and I don't have to pay more taxes. You know, you got people on both sides of the aisle getting tired of the inflation. I'm an independent guy, so I'm mad about it all. But anyway, this way. The shipment has been turned over to the agents for the Homeland Security Special Investigation. Well, I usually do that on Tuesdays, but I feel that it was the best thing to do this morning. Since this happened yesterday, we get your Border Patrol news every Tuesday morning here on the network. Labor news on Mondays on the network as well. We keep you that right here on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. You're in lockdown, about 20 minutes away from the top of the hour. Still 54 degrees. The sun's trying to peek out from behind the clouds. I think it's a good thing. Most of you that took off early like I did this morning had to have your umbrellas with you. Now it's sitting here and I'm like, it's useless. It's not going to rain the rest of the day. It's going to cool off this weekend, though. That's what Mr. Weatherman's telling us. Another cool weekend ahead. We got a couple more cool weekends ahead before we're officially done. I mean, that dadgum gopher told us it was going to be. I mean, why would you listen to the General Lee up here in Atlanta or Phil over there in Philadelphia? Come on. They don't know what they were talking about. They said early spring. It's been cold after that. It's time to get some gopher meat out there. My hunters that are listening, you know what I mean? Go take care of these gophers. Barbecue them up. Somebody, I take care of it for you, Ryan. Don't worry. I'm tired of this winter, too. They lied. How can you trust a gopher anyway? I mean, come on. I'm a gopher. I know he's not a gopher. It's, what it is. I'm calling him a gopher. Hey, guys. 6 more weeks. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be early spring. No, I'm lying to you. It's going to be more winter. Do you believe me? Yeah, man. I wake up every morning believing in the gophers of the world. Them damn gophers tell it like it is. I've never listened to a gopher tell me about the weather unless his name was Jim Cantori. And, I'm just kidding. So, yeah, there you go. Oh, my. Let's take a break. When we come back, you and I are going to do a little bit more talking. A little bit. Still to come, we're going to talk about the one, the only, the man known as Todd Chrisley. Yeah, Chrisley knows best. I love that show. And I'm glad to hear this wife is possibly getting out as early next year because she has children she has to help. She's got right now, her daughter, her second oldest daughter is helped raising her granddaughter and son while she's sitting in behind bars in Kentucky. We're going to talk about Todd Chrisley. He's got a little bit longer to go, but their lawyers are trying to get him out as early as possible. We're going to take a break. Back in a moment as RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and a hello of a good night if you're tuning in. Stay with us more on the way as RyanORadio Penitentiary cruises on after the break. A little bit of Black history meets the news story we got since it's Black History Month. Stay with us. RyanORadio Penitentiary on TGIF continues to move forward.
Chiefs signed former Bills punter Matt Araiza just 2 months after a sexual assault civil lawsuit against him was dropped. Fellow punter Tommy Townsend, who won 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs, set to become an unrestricted free agent. The Seahawks created $4.8 million cap space after restructuring the contract of quarterback Geno Smith. NBA Celtics drained 23 threes, beat the Bulls for their season-high 7th straight win. Pacers, led by as many as 31, crushed the Pistons. Pistons center Isaiah Stewart has been suspended 3 games for punching Suns forward Drew Eubanks in the face.
Like, share, subscribe, everybody. We appreciate you.
Misdemeanor assault charge
Thank you.
has been dismissed. Women's hoops, top-ranked Gamecocks torched Alabama for head coach Don Staley's 600th career win and a share of their 3rd straight SEC regular season title. That's sports. Ron Moss, NBC News Radio.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A, here in Newnan.
Shopping for insurance doesn't have to be stressful. I'm Christy, owner of Ellsworth Insurance, located here in Newnan, Georgia. We're an independent agency with access to multiple carriers for home, auto, life, health, and commercial insurance. We're your one-stop shop for your insurance needs. www.insurewithellsworth.com, 770-755-7053. We look forward to meeting you soon.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Jordan Communications, and Let's Go.
Good morning, everybody. Stay with us.
7th through the 17th, LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
This is Margie from Connecting Hearts Network. I'd like you to take just a moment and listen to Linda Kirkpatrick explain to you what Family Patterns Matters is all about.
Family Patterns Matter works with youth and their families to help overcome barriers that prevent their success. We meet twice a month with mentoring, tutoring, teaching life skills, resilience, gratitude, and kindness. We also bring music and art therapy. Please visit our website at www.familypatternsmatter.org.
I am Apostle Deborah Harris, Pastor Apostle of Kingdom Connected Ministries International at 121 Hillwood Circle, Newnan, Georgia. Presenting.
Woo-hoo. What's up? What's up? What's up? You got that right. We'll get that coming up tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., right before the Pet Buzz. We got a lot of history, education, and fun shows this weekend. Garden shows coming up this weekend, outdoor shows, barbecue, beer guys radio, barbecue radio network, all coming up for you this weekend to get you ready. And tomorrow night on the network from 7 to midnight, as always, is Hollywood 360, the best in old radio shows. And they also have a great time at having callers call in and do a lot of play games with them, like, name that tune, as well as they tell you the top movies and all of that. That's tomorrow night, 7 to midnight, Hollywood 360, every Saturday night on the network. We have some good entertainment program for you, old school programming to get you ready to go. All right, we welcome you back in. What's up, BK on the air? Thank you. People are just slowly coming on Friday morning. I guess it's they're taking the day off, so. That's coming up this weekend. Guys, check it out. It's called Hollywood 360. Before that, everything from 6 to 7, everything old is new. I love some of these programs we got on the weekends, and your barbecue network guys, your beer guys, all these shows. We have a lot of positive shows to get you going. And If you're not into positivity, you probably don't want to be here. If you're not into let's have some things and talk about a lot of fun things, you probably don't want to be here. I want some hate. More people are trying to be positive than ever, I think. There you go. And I like to joke around with people. All right, let's take a look at this. We do have a Black History moment coming up in just a few moments. Still to come, though, this morning. We're going to talk about Todd Chrisley, the millionaire that came from the mill to make it in the clothing industry and more, moved from Georgia to Tennessee, got a television show, reality show that made him even more famous, is saying this right now. He can't speak with his wife anytime, and he's unable to have church services or worship services. We'll talk about that coming up. And the possibility of early parole as early as next year for his wife, Julie. And we could see that coming as soon as possible. She definitely needs to be back out with the kids. We'll talk more about that. Plus, that cell phone outage only with AT&T customers. You guys need to stay with us. And a proposal for Georgia lawmakers would make school librarians subject to criminal charges. We'll tell you more about that coming up in the next period with Todd Chrisley and U.S. Marshals going after a former reality star. And still to come this morning, WWE Elimination Chamber. You know I'm going to talk about it. You know I'm going to give a little bit of what's going to happen tomorrow night, thoughts and everything. It's kind of the big lead-in show. RyanORadio, that's right, Andrew Polanas. And good morning, my lovely bride as well. And did I say good morning to BK? I want to make sure I say that again. BK on the air. Happy Friday to you too. All right, we got all that talking about, but first let's talk about this. In dedicating brand new headstones, ladies and gentlemen, for 17 African-American World War I soldiers who were executed after the Houston riots in 1917, the Department of Veterans Affairs said Thursday that it's going to right the wrongs of the past. In a 2023 Army review of the soldiers' cases found these soldiers were wrongly treated because of their race and were not given fair trials. In San Antonio, where the San Antonio Brahmas are going to be playing the Birmingham Stallions in the first game of the UFL in San Antonio on Thursday at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery, a memorial services have been set up for headstones for for the 3rd Battalion, 24th Infantry, fully honoring these men's service in World War I, saluting these soldiers. I'm going to salute these soldiers as well. We must salute all soldiers that keep us free here in the United States, to be able to run our smack, to be able to make all this fun for 3 hours on the internet and everywhere and on the radio and say the things I say, because in America, we got that right. Even though we're a little mad at each other right now, but we still have that right. The 17 soldiers honored Thursday were among those executed after a court-martial of 110 African-American soldiers were charged with mutiny and murdered in a 1917 Houston riots in Houston, Texas. The records of all 110 soldiers were cleared, and they were all given honorable discharges in November of 2023. Well, according to this, the soldiers have been subject to racial slurs during the Jim Crow Houston area in 1917, including insults and arrests from the other soldiers. According to the Smithsonian Magazine, police assaulted an African-American woman and arrested a soldier who tried to intervene. The African-American soldiers believe a white mob was coming for them, so they seized weapons and marched into Houston. The violence that ensued killed some white police officers, soldiers, and citizens, as well as 4 black soldiers. So, wow. It was a terrible time then, World War I time. It was a terrible, terrible day for us. Well, at least since they were soldiers in the armed forces and everything. All right, let's see. It's let's say about 8 minutes till the top of the hour. I appreciate you joining me. Like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page if you're on there as well. Wow, we're still going to talk about the Todd Chrisley thing and tech. It was a tech problem for the cell phone and internet at AT&T. So if you had interrupted services for your internet, your cable, your phones yesterday, it was a tech problem. And they said nobody was breaking in, and there was nobody trying to do anything. So why there's less people on this morning? What's going on? Get your ass on there. I'm telling it like it is. No, I'd rather somebody tell me some hateful stuff, right? They're about to die. I mean, that kind of broadcasting is about to die. People are tired of it. Don't want to hear no more evil. We're stop watching it. Thank you. Keep going up. Keep going up. Like, share, and subscribe to the page. But let me go ahead and get back to it. What was I saying? We got a lot to talk about this morning. Yeah, that cell phone service. Just to let you guys know, we'll dive a little deeper into it next hour. But according to AT&T, cell phone service and cell phone customers and more that had AT&T reported out 90,000 issues with their devices affecting most of AT&T users. And it was a tech problem. Stay on with us. Where are you going? I'll get into the conspiracy nut theory for you if you want me to, and tell you that the end of the world's coming and that the flat is a flat earth and all that kind of stuff, just to keep you engaged, even though I'm lying. I can't lie. The earth is not flat. I cannot lie to you. I'm sorry. I can't tell you that the government's coming after you through your cell phones when it was only one company. Maybe that company was the company that messed up. My phone and internet worked all day yesterday. Anyway, 90,000 reported issues with devices. Cricket reported 13,800 outages. Verizon received 43,000 outages. T-Mobile said they got 19,000 outages. So overall service was disrupted. A lot of overall service was disrupted, and across totally 47 different websites. And it was a tech problem, not a cyber attack, but a tech problem. Remember, cyber attack. Could have been a teenager that cyber attacked it because they know how to do things, and the rest of us old folks don't. Like, hey, I'm in a mess. I'm shutting everybody down. I'm tired of them talking this politics on the internet. I'm tired of them arguing over this politics and worshiping men and everything. I'm going to shut them all down for a day. Well, those were a few hours. Yeah, you never know. That could have been what it was. Cue now, the conspiracy liar is going to come out there like, man, the government's trying to shut down and come get me. No, the government's going to come get you in other ways, in the old ways, in the other ways. This is not a way for them. They don't care that much about most of us. They only care about the important people, the people that were in the military. They don't care about me. Even though I was sitting here and getting millions of lies, telling millions and millions of lies and going, in the Bible, Revelation says that there's going to be interruption in cell phone service. There was never any cell phone service back then. Yes, it is. It's a flat earth. Read it right here. Jesus said it was a flat earth. Dude, you're confusing Jesus and what happened in Revelations and in the Bible with imaginary stuff that's going on now. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people to do that. If I'll sit out here just light up a storm to you, some of you be like, yeah, that's right, man. He's right, man. They're coming to get us, man. They're coming to get us. I'm important enough for them to come get while I'm sitting here on disability. Barely being able to pay my bills. I'm important enough for them to come after. I mean, if you were in the armed forces now, you might know something we don't know, so they might still be tracking you. I would never tell somebody who's formerly of any kind of military background that they're probably not being, some of their stuff's not being looked at because they were in the military, They know things that we don't know now. But as everyday regular folks has never done anything except for go out in the woods and make moonshine. Do you think they really care about us? Come on, do you think they really care? No. I'm never going to say that about military people, though. They do know a lot more things than we know. So I'm never going to say that about them. So when they tell me something, I kind of believe them a little bit. But if somebody just said, I barely graduated high school, been making their $15 an hour for years, and then telling me the government's coming after them, I'm like, dude, you're not that important. Were you ever in the armed forces? No, man, but I know how to shoot a gun. Yeah, were you ever a police officer? No, man. Okay, well, I'm not going to listen to you then. Ryan, that's just mean. I'm just telling it like it is. Well, why would you believe these people and not these people? Because these people over here were a part of something. These people over here were people living in their basements on the computer are studying other things and don't know what they're talking about. These people over here do. And these people over here won't listen to these people over here because they want to over talk to them and tell them, well, this is what I believe. Well, it doesn't matter what you believe. You need to listen to people that's been there. Just like being in this business, when I tell people to do certain things in this business, they go, no, man, I know what I'm doing. No, you don't. Well, you don't have as many. Yes, I do. More than you think. I know what I'm talking about. No, I don't care that you know what you're talking about. That's why I say they were in the military and they say, hey, you know, Ryan, this is a little weird thing you're not. And I sit there and I'll listen to them. I'll think about it and I comprehend it. But it was like some guy that's been making moonshine his whole life. They got a 6th grade education like Jeff Robodine. It's kind of hard for me to believe him that the government's going to come get him. Back in a moment.
Fargo, what's my checking account routing number? Fargo, turn off my debit card. Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month? That's way too much.
More at wellsfargo.com/getfargo. Terms and conditions apply. Carrier's availability and message and data rates may apply.
Woo. Good morning to you.
Black History Month moments from iHeartRadio. For more moments, go to Black History Month Moment Podcast in the podcast section of the iHeartRadio app.
Fargo, the new virtual assistant.
Oh, I know what I gotta go do. Oh, I'll be right back. Stay on with us, folks.
What's my checking account routing number? Fargo, turn off my debit card.
And this.
Fargo, what did I spend on groceries last month?
And that's just the beginning. Do you Fargo? You can. In the Wells Fargo mobile app. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/getfargo. Terms and conditions apply. Mobile carriers availability and message and data rates may apply. Wells Fargo Bank and a member FDIC.
WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
NBC News Radio, I'm Mark Mayfield. President Biden has met with the family of Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny to give his condolences. The meeting with Navalny's widow and daughter took place in San Francisco Thursday. Biden expressed admiration for Navalny's courage and legacy of fighting corruption in the Kremlin. The president has blamed Putin for Navalny's death and plans to announce a major sanctions package today to hold Russia accountable. House Speaker Mike Johnson is dismissing reports that President Biden is considering taking executive action to address the surge of migrants on the southern border. Lisa Taylor has more.
Multiple reports claim Biden is looking at potential action to restrict migrants' ability to seek asylum in the U.S. Johnson said it was nothing more than election year gimmicks, noting that he has been calling on Biden for months to use his executive authority to secure the border. Johnson accused Biden of surrendering the border to cartels and smugglers and says the president has refused to use his authority to fix it. The speaker called on Biden to reinstate the Remain in Mexico policy and end what he called the administration's abuse of the parole system. I'm Lisa Taylor.
The judge in former President Trump's civil fraud case is denying a request from Trump's legal team to delay the enforcement of penalties. RyanShelander reports.
The defense team had asked for a delay of 30 days to allow for what they called an orderly post-judgment process. In an email posted to the court docket Thursday, the judge said Trump's team failed to explain, much less justify, any basis for a stay, adding that he was confident the appellate...
You came off. Why you come off? Come back on, folks.
Trump was ordered to pay a $355 million
Stay on with us.
plus interest. I'm RyanShelander.
And the first U.S.-made spacecraft to touch down on the moon since 1972 made history with a successful lunar touchdown. Houston-based Intuitive Machines added its Lander onto the moon Thursday. It marks the first touchdown by a U.S.-built spacecraft since the Apollo radio.
I'm pretty handy around the house, but now that I have kids, I want to spend my Saturday installing a toilet or fixing an air conditioner.
But thankfully, there's HomeAdvisor. HomeAdvisor helps me find the best home pros in my area to handle any kind of project. You can read reviews of the pros, check their availability, even book appointments online. And what my wife loves most is that HomeAdvisor is completely free to use.
Go to homeadvisor.com or download the free app to get started.
Advisor.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Jordan Communications, and Let's Go Family Amusement. March 7th through the 17th.
Really?
LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
Hey there, folks.
They're not disappeared.
Medical, health, and life insurance. Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to meet your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Mike Arnold here from Coweta Forest. Coweta Forest is Noonan's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available.
Everybody stay on with us.
www.cowetaforest.com.
Share, like, share, subscribe. What's going on? It's Friday morning. Everybody needs to be on.
It's back in a brand new location. 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan. Same great taste. The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. That's Braves Country. Mac McGee and the Armchair Quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
The views and opinions of this show and program are not the views and opinions of this station. It's
Once more, I do live in the United States. Good morning to you. Yes, Atlanta, Georgia. Hey! Good morning! Oh, we are still going, Stewie. It is period number 2 in the TGIF edition of your favorite radio show. You guys are in lockdown for Friday for another couple of hours. This hour, we're talking about Todd Chrisley and what's going on with him. Also, more on the AT&T internal issues, these stories, and a lot more coming up, and a little wrestling wrap-up. But first, tell them. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio, Penitentiary host, Ryan O'Neal, of course, and tell them. I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide know I'm the game. All over the Shoutcast, shout it out loud across the RyanORadio media page. Earth, Rock, Radio, Real Radio, Internet on the Navajo Nation, Arizona, New Mexico, and around the surrounding areas there. In Canada, on the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally across the Jordan Communication and Family radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right there at 99.1 FM, WQEE the Key, home of Southern sports, inspirational talk, and news. Or should say news, inspirational talk, and sports, however you want to say it. You can say it whatever you want to say. We don't have anything to say bad about that. Welcome into RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night to my haters. Well, one thing to say to you guys. I am the man around here, whether they like it or not. 50,000 plus of you tell me that every day by listening. Coming up, we got 2 more hours of the most fun you can have with your clothes on, unless you're Motley Crue. Well, old school Motley Crue from the 80s. Today's Motley Crue. Oh, keep them on, Vince. Keep them on. All right. We got a lot in store for you, ladies and germs. We got some more headlines we're going to get to this hour, as well as we'll take a look at AT&T's internal issues. We talked a little bit about it leading into this hour. I want to discuss that a little bit more. And I'm going to tell you some of the best documentaries you need to check out if you're into some true crime stuff. We always have our True Crime Thursday. It's our biggest episodes of the week. So we want you guys, we'll talk about that. Weird Wednesday again next week and everything. We'll get into who is going to be on the show again next week, this coming up hour. And of course, it's Football Friday. We're going to be talking UFL football. The Birmingham Stallions taking on the San Antonio Brahmas. That's going to be the first game of the season in the new combined XFL, USFL, UFL football league, spring football league. We'll talk about that. Also, college football playoffs is getting rounded up for the next couple of years. And so we're going to have a lot of teams in it. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be better than you think it's going to be. I'm excited about it. I remember growing up when there was no college football playoffs and we had high school football players. And we had NFL and we had Super Bowl. And I was like, we need some college football playoffs. I've been liking that. I know a lot of people didn't like it because I'm not an Alabama fan, an Auburn guy. A lot of people like it because Alabama dominated most of the time and then Georgia came in. Who cares? It was the SEC. There you go. But anyway, we'll talk more about that in the final period and get you a little WWE Elimination Chamber preview coming up tomorrow night as Perth, Western Australia, is the host of WWE Elimination Chamber. And I'll tell you, the Warriors are going to be in the men and women's Elimination Chamber and what titles are on the line tomorrow night as well. All right, let's jump into it. Period number 2 is underway. Let me give you some headlines you can read for yourself on the WQEE Key Facebook page. Attacked ship catches fire in the Gulf of Aden. Custom agents, border agents, seize more than 6 tons of methamphetamine at the Texas border right there at Eagle Pass, Texas, where all those National Guard members are located right now. Judge in the former President Trump's New York fraud case denies request in the pause of enforcement of the $355 million penalty. We just told you about this last hour. Black soldiers executed after a 1917 Houston riot, honored with brand new headstones. We tell you that one person's dead during a morning rush hour yesterday in the occupied area of the West Banks as 3 gunmen opened fire on a load of cars lining up at a checkpoint and the outskirts of Jerusalem. Two of the shooters were shot by local authorities right there. The third one was found later on and neutralized. One man is dead. One 20-year-old is dead, and 5 others were rushed to a hospital. Soccer legend Dani Alves was found guilty of sexual assault and sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. A 3-judge panel ruled on this case on Thursday. Thank you. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate that. Very cool voice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Also, ladies and gentlemen, Apple released the Apple Sports app. It's going to allow you fans out there, if you're big sports fans, whether it's soccer/football, in other countries, football, NFL, NBA, NHL, hockey, whatever, MLB, whatever sports you're into, WNBA, you're going to be able to track all of your favorite teams in real time. If you're into NASCAR, you'll be able to track that on your Apple Sports app from Apple, if you have an Apple Watch or Apple device. And you can also stream the games from around the world. So there you go. So if you're into soccer in America and you're like into the Atlanta United and you want to hear, worldwide soccer, World Cups and everything, you'll be able to do that if you have this Apple device. Wow. It's also on television a lot anyway. Thank you guys for being with us. Go on, like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page for those of you that are tuning in on YouTube. 12 minutes past the hour. We're at 56 degrees, beautiful sunny skies now in the metro Atlanta area of Noonan. No rain in the forecast. It all came in early this morning. I got up, went to work, and it was raining. I'm like, what the heck is this? All this rain coming down. Anyway, your time and temperature brought to you by Active Pest Control, 34 Jefferson Street in Noonan. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for the rodent. We don't care for those creatures at all. Michael the Crew can exterminate and lay the smackdown for you. All right, let's get into some other headline news this morning. We got you some sports news, headline news. Let's jump into this one, a proposal in Atlanta, Georgia. A proposal for Georgia lawmakers would make as school librarians and other officials subject to criminal charges if sexual explicit books are placed in libraries. That's right. Critics say that the effort of the amounts to back banning, and that is a campaign of censorship, has blocked children's freedom to learn. Freedom to learn what? The cuss? They hear that from their parents. Freedom to what? Learn what? What? That's what I want to know. You know? So, but Ryan, I told you I'm independent. Kids need to be looked after properly and treated properly. So I don't have a problem with this kind of thing. I don't call it censorship. Censorship is, hey, you can't listen to Metallica back in the day when I had Metallica and they said hell and damn on the record. Oh my God, they said hell and damn on the record. That's censorship. Okay. Even with the hip hop back then, it wasn't as bad as it is today. Grandmaster Flash, Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre and Snoop wasn't bad. They're like, yo, what's up? For shizzle. Oh my God, he said for shizzle. He's evil. Anyway, the Senate Bill 154 has been passed that they're doing. And they said that if they find any teachers or librarians or anybody that's a part of this, they could lose their jobs. And so many people are teachers and librarians. People are, look, bringing we don't want to bring in. I remember when I went to school, we had Black history. We don't want to teach Black history in school, but we want to drop in, books about sexual overtones and stuff. Really? I'd rather learn about Frederick Douglass. I'd rather the kids learn about Frederick Douglass and some of these people that made Black history come alive than, hey, tell them about mom and daddy out here having a baby. That's what mom and daddies are for. Okay, that's what they're for. That's what. You're like, what are teenagers? Teenagers are going to go get these comic books from a comic book store and we'll look at them. Okay, if there's sexual overtones, but I think it's the right thing for the schools to do in a way. I don't think that banning African American history out of schools is the right thing to do. I know that people are trying to call it CRT, and that's not what it is. It's African American history. I took it. It didn't destroy my life. Oh my goodness. I learned about Martin Luther King. Oh my God. I'm going to die. He was a leader. He was violent. The man was violently attacked. He tried to bring love out there. He was a pastor and he was a fantastic human being. And he was all about love and spreading love and respect. And that's just the top one we're talking about. There's many, many, many people in the world of Black history from, hey, your traffic light was created by an African-American gentleman. Your George Washington Carver created peanut butter, guys. Come on. You got to go back and start studying a little bit more, okay? Calling it CRT because you don't like that you hear about slavery. Well, they taught us the Civil War for like almost a month in school. That was something we stayed on. I learned about the Civil War, and for people to go, they're just trying to take heritage away. And I don't understand that. I don't comprehend all that. I don't understand. I mean, we need to ban sexually overtoned books for children to have in school, but we don't need to get rid of Black history or any kind of history. We need to learn from history, and if we put stuff in museums, then kids can get what they used to do back in the day. They used to do these things where they send these papers home and parents would sign, and you go on field trips. Kids don't always need to be in the classrooms. You go on field trips. You don't need to just go on a field trip to Coca-Cola plant. Why? To teach you that one day you could work in the Coca-Cola plant for $15 an hour. Don't matter. You ain't got an education. Come up here and go to work, buddy. Then you can fuss about all the stuff that you didn't learn that you should have learned in the 11th and 12th grade, your junior and senior year of high school. Then you're going to argue with everything that everybody tells you that those that went to school. Let me tell you, man, I think everyone should finish high school and get at least get a 2-year degree in college. You will learn everything. It doesn't matter. And look, even if you want to work in the restaurant industry or any other great industry out there, I think you need to learn government and stuff, history. I think you need to learn this stuff. I think all this history needs to be taught because we have people that want to put in with these sexually overcharged books that do need to be taken out of the school. They want to put in history books. History never destroyed me. History and government history and economics, all of that was what I paid attention to the most in school. Why? Because I knew that was the most important thing. And if you knew how to count your money, that was another important thing. Math and history and English are important to you. The English language that you're taught in school is important to you. The extracurricular activities are fun and great, but all that's important. But what about without all that, you will not be successful in life, whether you are a concert pianist or you are a chef, and we all need it. And I know there's going to be some people, I'm going to disagree with that, bro. I don't like this. You don't know what this is. What is it? Tell me what it is. I still can't understand that. Why can't we learn Black history or the Civil War and anything anymore? Every time I turn around, I don't even know. I'm sitting here telling kids and young kids and grandkids and people in my family about things we learned, and I'm sitting there going, they're not teaching that? What? And the rest of the world, they're teaching it to all the kids, the rest of the world. They're teaching all kinds of things, history and everything, all kinds of things to all these other kids around the world. Even though some of the countries are kind of, strict on a lot of things, they're still getting taught. We just want to stop every little thing. The only thing we need to do is keep sexually charged books out of these libraries. Now, you can find a different version of that book if you want your class to read it, like of Mice and Men. There was a few cuss words in that. And the kids back in my day were like, oh, that's so cool. There's a cuss word or two in this word. They saying damn. Oh, that's so cool. They say the S-O-B word. Oh, that's so cool. But the thing about it is a story of what the story about. Two brothers. One was, maybe it was a brother of friends. I can't exactly remember, but one was mentally challenged, and that's what happened. And he loved animals, and and then he ends up killing, I guess, the owner of the farm that these two gentlemen were working on's daughter, basically. But learning all this stuff is, reading all the stuff for your classes and these different things. I mean, that's fine. But what I'm trying to say is, if we need to ban all the sexually overcharged books out of the comic books and stuff. Comic books don't need to be in a school library. It needs to be in a comic book store. Okay? Stuff like that. What does Thor have to do with history? Okay? Thor has nothing to do with history. Okay? He wasn't a Roman god. So when you learn about the Roman gods, he wasn't one of them. So no offense to my Marvel and DC world people out there, but that's just not history, okay? Or that's just not school activity. And then we know a lot of them get more graphic than that and everything. So, I agree that George is pulling this out. I agree that it's a good idea that they're pulling out. I feel bad for librarians and everything, but that just means you have to check your reference and make sure things are not in there that's going to be. And there needs to be a list given of what it is. But we don't need to take Black history out, because how are you going to know that George Washington Carver is the man that helped create peanut butter while you're sitting eating peanut butter sandwiches? Okay? Because it's the cheapest thing to eat. Mom, boy, I sure do love these peanut butter sandwiches. But I don't want to learn who made it. You mean that dude George Washington Carver dude did? Is that the first president? No, he wasn't the president. Oh, okay. He was what? I don't want to learn that. All right, guys. Enough of fooling around with some education this morning and fun. 23 minutes past the hour. You and I are holding at about 55 degrees under sunny skies. Active Pest Control. Bringing you a look at your weather forecast. Yep. You're like, I don't want to learn from Ryan. I'm going to go on and come off. I don't want to hear this, man. It's going to make me feel bad. I want to hear this. I want to be right about everything. You can't be right about everything. I'm telling you, it's just like we told you yesterday when Mike Lindell is having to pay that $5 million out, ladies and gentlemen, to the man that proved that Lindell did not have evidence of the 2020 election being stolen, and then he had to pay this. He's having to pay this guy because this guy proved it. And things are coming out. Rudy Giuliani himself having to pay a defraud case here in Georgia to two poll workers that him, by just calling their names out, caused them to be hassled and everything. And then we go to find out, well, this is not happening. This didn't happen the way we thought it happened. Well, we got to start thinking, we can be fooled by all these people. Michael Dell could have been fooled. He could be fooled by the whole thing, and then turns out, oh man, I'm spending $5 million. Well, that's going to cost his company some money. His company's losing money. And I don't believe any company should lose money. And I don't believe just because you agree or disagree politically with anybody and anywhere that you should wish any kind of hate upon their business and everything. I don't care if it's you're like, I don't really like African Americans. And well, then don't wish the African American business owner terrible things, you ignorant racist person. Or if you're like, well, I don't really care for Michael Lindell because he's the opposite of me. Don't wish it, because there's people that work for him. Okay. And people that don't understand this are people that I guess they join up with the boys in the woods and we'll take care of each other, buddy. Just bend over. We'll take care of each other. Just bend over once a month for me and I'll take care of you. Just go play G.I. Joe in the woods. I mean, I don't know. I guess they take care of one another and everything. But my point is, we shouldn't wish any kind of destruction upon anybody's business across this country, whether you like or dislike someone. And it's just how it is. You got too many people out there want to play threats. Ain't none of them had the gall to say anything to me when I call them all out. God slaps them upside the head for me, by the way. If he doesn't, I don't believe that. He does. He said, don't you dare say anything right. What's wrong with you? All right, you're going to have a heart attack. Because you're going to think you're going to say something to him. Oh. Sorry, man. I just believe that if you tell the truth, man upstairs takes care of you. But anyway, we're going to take a break, come back, and we'll talk more about this AT&T cyber attack. Oh, it wasn't a cyber attack. Internal issues. We'll talk about that. Guys, stay on the Facebook page, the YouTube page. Why are you coming up? I don't want to hear the truth, man. It's just all right to study. Didn't Thor kick some lizard people's butt? in a probably in a magazine or something, while they took their daily horse pills. Wasn't that real? The internet said it was. Gail from the Zoo Crew in Tennessee says, didn't Thor kick some lizard people's butts while they were taking their horse pills? Wasn't that real? The internet said it. I know, right? Those are the internet people. They get millions of people following them going, Thor destroyed the lizard people and saved us. He came down with his godly hammer that none of us could pick up but him and smashed them. And he took the horse pills and destroyed the horse pills because he said, you do not need these because the coronavirus was not real. Listen to Internet Conspiracy Theory 101. We're going to get some conspiracy theories next. And I don't know why when AT&T was the only ones that were out. And they are not the nation's, they used to be the nation's most reliable phone service, but not anymore. We'll talk about that coming up after the break. Stay with us. You're tuned in to RyanORadio Penitentiary in lockdown. Good morning, everybody. Like, subscribe, and share. Good morning. Happy Friday to you. Share. Share. It's Friday. Woo! Got to talk about Mr. Chrisley here in just a few moments.
Generally sunny skies for your Saturday, high near 61, winds northwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. Going into your Saturday evening, whoa, it's cold. It's going to be clear, cold, low near 31.
Clear, cold. That's what that guy said. He's one of those guys that can say that.
Of course, generally sunny, high near 64, light and variable winds. Partly cloudy for Sunday night, low near 43, light and variable winds. More sun.
Ready to go? Hear people coming off and on all morning. Good Georgia news this morning, though. I'm behind Georgia on that, what we just talked about, though. Getting all those sexually charged content out of there. Go if teenage boys want that, they can go and steal it from convenience stores or go to a condom store.
Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. We said our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Lesco Family Amusements, March 7th through the 17th. 2 weeks of family fun with over 30 exhibits, rides, and more. Across from the Callaway Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Jordan Communications, and Lesco Family Amusement. March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here. Hey, sports.
Oh, yeah, here we go. We got two good stories coming out. Keep going up. Like, subscribe, and share. Keep going up. We had a big day yesterday. We have an even bigger day today. Woo! Good morning, God from heaven. I'm doing good. Welcome back in. Cher from Iowa, as well as Gail in the Zoo Cruise, all from Tennessee. And God from heaven, good morning, Radio Man. How are you? Good morning, God from heaven. I appreciate you being with us as well. I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well. Like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page for those of you that are tuning in there. We welcome you back into period number 2 of the RyanORadio Penitentiary on a TGIF Friday. Continue to get more and more people on because this show is the show for you. One of Atlanta's treasures, the Radio Man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to do my best for everybody, my friend. I do. I try to bring everybody together the best I can. And me and my listeners, I just try to have a good time. Pick at everybody. Have a good time. We try to do, really and truly, the RyanORadio Penitentiary, This is the crew that needs to be in the White House and Congress. I need to run for president and take all my crew with me and put them in charge of different things. We'd have this country straightened out like that. I got Cher and Gail and you, God from heaven. I've got Pete. I've got Warrior Defenders. We'd straighten everything out and we'd have it straightened out in it'd take about 6 months because everything's messed up, but we'd have it taken out. Oh, Englishman. Are you an Englishman or from UK? Zen Pick TV? Cher says, yep, exactly. See there, Cher? I know we would. And look, we wouldn't argue. We'd sit around going, what's a good idea to take care of? Okay, let's go with that idea. Guys, order out the best food around here because we're going to be here for all day. We got some ideas we got to run by each other. And I'll be signing them in along. I'm like, okay, Cher said this, we'll sign that in along. Gail said this, we'll sign that in along. Pete said this, we'll sign that in along. They'd be like, Mr. President, you're listening to your staff. I'm like, tuh. Yes, it's English, brother. You don't understand me. I appreciate that. I've been telling my friends about you, her at her home in California. Good morning, California. Thank you for being with us. It's early morning hours out there. There's lots of parts of California I really do like. I mean, there was, before I get into this news story, I want to talk about it. I can't remember right now. There's an old West town in between Las Vegas and heading into California. A bunch of little towns out there. Guys, if you've never been to those portions of California, that is the best part of California, is out in the middle of the desert and everything. I can't remember the name of this little cowboy town, but they reenact the town. There's a school there. There's a school in the church. Reminded you of Little House on the Prairie. We went there on Easter a few years ago. Probably 7 to 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago. Well, there's parts of California I really do dig. Beverly Hills is cool, guys. It's clean. But Hollywood Boulevard used to be cool, but not anymore. If you think that everything's expensive in California, not if you live in the desert portion or in the small towns in California. Nope. Cheaper to live there than Las Vegas. Just like it was cheaper to live in Boulder City, the home of the Hoover Dam, than it was to live in Las Vegas. Because we live there in Boulder City. I love Boulder City. But yeah, God from heaven, I'm glad you brought up that California. I wanted to drop into that. Iran, how you doing, my friend from Iran? God bless you this morning. Hopefully everything's all right with you guys. First order of business. Here's Gail. She's putting her first order of business. If you're going to the White House, change it from being senior living resident. Well, I'm not that old, so I'm going to be the president. And you guys are not old either, so you're on my cabinets. Oh, wow. God from heaven. That's cool. Are you going to see Done 2? I'm going to try. We're going to talk about that. Done 2's coming out. We'll talk about it next Tuesday with our guest, as always, our movie reviewer, Shane B. He's going to be watching it and talking about it. I let him watch all the movies, guys. And then when if they're good, I watch them. If they're no good, I don't. How do you know about Iran or its history? I know some good stuff about Iran. I know that everything over there is not imperfect. I know that you have bad guys as well as we have bad guys here. But I know there's some good people there. Iran and America once were allies many, many moons ago. History. So that's what we got to teach them. They don't want to learn. People don't want to learn history anymore, buddy. Awesome. Yes. We'll talk about. And speaking of that, Monday, we'll have Landmark Christian War Eagles head football coach Tommy Lewis joins us back again Monday. We'll talk some UFL football and get ready for spring football. Also some other stuff, what's going on in his school. Coming up on Tuesday, we're going to talk spring training. We'll probably talk spring training money. Spring training for sure with our good friend, the one, the only, Richard Holdridge joins us the second period on Tuesday. He and I are going to talk about spring training, sports, and everything. Like I told you guys, movie reviews in the third hour on Tuesday. Wednesday, Horrifying History 101. Horrifying History host Brenda Gasky joins us for another heart-pounding Horrifying History moment. We're going to talk about that coming up on Wednesday morning. That's right. Since it's the month of Valentine's, she'll have a special Valentine's show for us. History 101, Horrifying History 101 classes in session. True Crime Thursday next week will kick off. We will have for you guys, it's the last Thursday of the month. And Friday begins March 1st. Good Lord. Can you believe that? Wow. All right. AT&T customers, you were the only ones that had interruption yesterday. So the world didn't come to an end. And no, the government's not chasing you down. Well, they might be. The government might follow you if you're a former military person, because you know a little something that I don't know. But they don't care about little old nobody me. Even though my listeners are like, you're not nobody. But we will run for president. I think I'll run for president and take all you guys with me. We'll change all the policies, all the foreign policies. They'd probably come after me after 3 weeks of us doing that, guys. They'd probably come after me and say, you're done. We got to get you out. I'd be the first president in history that they would impeach immediately after 6 weeks, because all of us would do good work in the first 6 weeks. AT&T said there were internal issues yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, not a cyber attack, by the way, and that was blamed for the massive service outages yesterday. The service was restored around 1:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The wires provider said it was still accessing all the outages and taking steps to prevent further outages in there. Cue the conspiracy liars out there thinking that they're coming after us when it was the only company that was really messed up. They said, based on our review, we believe that Thursday's outage was caused by an application and execution of an incorrect process used as we were expanding our network, not a cyber attack. The cellular phone outage started right before dawn on Thursday, and throughout most of the day yesterday, AT&T customers cannot get signal effectively, affecting emergency outlets and much, much more as of yesterday. I tell you what I think also, they're telling you that they're updating their process. And most all of these, I know that people don't get this, but this YouTube, all this stuff, it's going to be under FCC laws. I've been telling you guys this for 7+ years. I've been listening to my show worldwide. I've been telling you guys that Federal Communication Commission is taking over. That's why I do what I do. That's why I've got a radio. That's why I follow all radio regulations. That's why I do not encourage dropping F-bombs and S-bombs and say that that's unprofessional, which it really is. That's why I do not get on here and spread conspiracy lies on anybody or say anything about anybody, because it's not respectful journalism and radio broadcasting and television broadcasting. And maybe they had to update something through the FCC. A lot of them are having to update some. I'm going to ask somebody I know. I believe they already told me that this was going to happen. I had someone, actually, it was owners of a broadcast radio company saying, hey, your phone services in the next couple of years, in 2024, they're going to start updating a lot of things, and they have to go through certain rules and regulations. So that's probably one thing it was. They're going to say, hey, it was an outage. It happened. It was internal. It was something new that they were trying, and it didn't work out for them. So just to let people know, that's what's going to happen. We're going to have more and more of services interrupted. No, they're not coming to get us. No, the aliens are not coming from outer space to get us, unless they're coming to get the Marlins down there in Florida. Gail, I had to get you. You always say the Braves. I'm saying Marlins. But I'm just saying that what it is they're going through regulations right now. And believe me, there's a sign in the back that says radio. So I do know a little something about this. Now, everybody don't, but I do. I know the behind the scenes stuff as much as I do in front of the camera or in front of the mic stuff as well, ladies and gentlemen. I had the unlucky pleasure of having AT&T, and I don't remember a break-in on our service. Good for you. I'm glad that your service didn't get messed up yesterday, my friend. That's a good thing. But I like to explain this so that people don't get too far out to, hey, they're coming to get me. I mean, if you were in the military, they might still be looking at you. I don't know, because you know things that I don't know and the regular folks don't know, but I can't say that. But for majority of us, they're doing things. And I know some people say, well, they're changing those things. You know why they're changing those things? So they can track us. Well, they've been tracking us forever anyway. You act like some people act like getting the coronavirus shot, the COVID shot, that they were going to track you. Look at all these phones. They've been tracking us for years. I can have feelings about things, but my mom always said, if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. Exactly. Exactly, my friend. I mean, everybody can have feelings and thoughts, and that's the wonderful thing about being in a free country and everything. But we have to learn from one another. That's why I love this diversity that I have, diverse crowd and crew of people that I have that come on the YouTube page from everywhere, because I personally like learning about other countries and their cultures from the people who actually are growing up there that are like, hey, you know what? We're not all bad here in Iraq. We're not all bad here in Iran. We're not all bad here in Israel. We're not all bad here in Russia. We're not all bad here in the Ukraine. And the news media gives it, you got to do all this. And then us in America, because let's be honest, we got the greatest country in the world. Not trying to be mean to anybody, but we're free and everything. We start thinking that everybody is different to us, they're evil. With different points of view. Not everybody with different points of view are evil. They just have a different point of view than you. Except for hateful racist people that want to hurt people now. That's not a point of view. And they're the ones that holler the most about freedom of speech and freedom of this and freedom of that. And like those Klan members that went up there to Nazis or whatever they are, that went to Tennessee last week. They're the ones that scream more freedom of speech than the rest of us. And they go, oh, I can say whatever I want. I live in a free country to say lies and say hateful things. When there's a difference in opinions and hateful things. So, but that's why we do the news the way we try to do it here. So I just want to get that out there, that they're probably trying some things. Probably what it is, after discovering that was internal issues and they messed up, probably they have a new system they're having to work through, something that was FCC approved, I'm thinking, and that's what probably happened. And some of the other services are going to be, same thing's going to be happening in the next couple of months. Remember the day Facebook went off? They had to change out a lot of they had to work on their system, pull things out, put new things in, and it had to be, because they're in California, FCC approved. So, and everything. It wasn't that the world's coming to an end that day. It was just that. And I like to put that out there. A lot of people don't want to give that. They just like to jump these conspiracy theories on here to make somebody get a little bit more scared than they should. And I like to give you what I know and the knowledge of my broadcasting. Thank God gave me the learning and everything, because I'd be sitting around going, oh, they're doing something to me. When I'm going, wait, all they're doing is, updating everything. And it has to be FCC approved. So there you go. We're going to take another break. Come back. Todd Chrisley's on deck. That's what we're going to talk about. Chrisley Knows Best star saying that he is unable to speak with his wife, ladies and gentlemen, and as on Valentine's and anywhere else, he's unable to do so. Also, he says he's unable to worship on Sundays. We'll get into that and tell you if Julie Chrisley may be getting out as early as next year. Story after this. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Good morning to you, L12FC.
Hello, everyone. This is DJ Commando on the 45's Affair radio show, where I play all vinyl 45s. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, Noonan, Georgia.
You're walking, shopping, or on your favorite trail. You get that feeling somebody's coming up on you. What do you do to be prepared in today's world? Hi, I'm Holly Reese. I'm the founder of Warrior Defenders. As a certified tactical self-defense instructor, I'm specializing in women's self-defense.
Always liked that show. Yeah, I did too. I do remember you. Every time you come on, I appreciate you. I have my OGs, I got my new ones, and as it grows, you guys are going to become OGs. I appreciate that. Let's see if there's any other news. Thank you there, Mac McGee of the Armchair Quarterbacks. People were going on our Facebook page and saying things. We appreciate that. That's a lot of money to spend. I'll use that next week.
Wishbone Fried Chicken is back in a brand new location, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Noonan.
Keep it coming, keep it coming.
The best chicken around. Fish dinners. Open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's Wishbone Fried Chicken right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Noonan.
Yo, what up, Noonan, Georgia? This is Paul A. This is your captain speaking. Part of your new Saturday morning crew. Come fly with us on the jet stream with non-stop service to weekend shenanigans with my co-host, DJ Peso.
We're coming back. Keep going up. Hello? Yes. Thank you, DJ Commando. We appreciate you being with us this morning on this edition of RyanORadio Penitentiary. Ladies and gentlemen, you're in lockdown. We got a little sports news. We're going to head into the next hour. We're talking about Maple Leafs Austin Matthews becoming the fastest 50 goal scorer in 28 years. Also, college football playoffs. We'll talk a little bit about that and get ready. We'll just do a preview. A WWE Elimination Chamber preview coming up next hour and a few other little newsworthy notes before we head into our SEC men's basketball report. But this hour, we're going to continue talking about what's going on in the world around us, including Todd Chrisley. Guys, you remember him from Chrisley Knows Best, right? Great show, watched it for seasons and seasons. Growth. They started off in Georgia, moved to Tennessee. Their reality show got them even bigger. They opened up businesses and everything. Of course, we hear that they were accused of basically bait fraud and money laundering and all that kind of stuff. But Todd Chrisley, who is in jail for that right now, along with his wife, who's serving 12 years. He's serving 12 years for bank and tax fraud. Is recently spoke with News Nation about him not being denied church services, as well as being able to speak to his wife when he needed to, as he is living in a facility in Pensacola, Florida. Julie is in a facility in Kentucky, one that's a little bit less of a more of a less. It's less of a operation for those that are in jail. You know, they're still there, but there's more freedom where she's at. So she's getting to speak a lot of times to her kids and everything. Savannah Chrisley has taken over the duties of raising her cousin and her brother for now. There's a possibility that Julie could be getting out as early as next year, ladies and gentlemen, and because her 7-year sentence is probably about over. According to their attorney, they're not promising anything, but they said that they're working on it. But Todd Chrisley says he is being denied church services and being able to talk to his wife. He said he's been denied church services, speaking with his wife, Julie. She has got 7 years. She'll probably be out next year. I say let them go. I know they did something wrong. They should be fined, company shut down or something like that, and let go. We got people out here running around like Vince McMahon, the disgusting crap that man has done over the years. And yeah, they're investigating him right now, and he's still running around free as a bird. Free as a bird. And the Chrisleys, you know, typical Southern family. Typical Southern family. Some of you think, well, you know, Todd's not macho. He kind of seems a little. Nope. Todd's all man. He just was kind of, he's one of those guys that were brought up with more females around him. Dude worked in the mill, okay? You know, driving forklifts and stuff before he started his own business. I know what people want to say about him, but, you know. There are plenty of worse people that need to be locked up. You got that right. But now we're discovering that a lot of these people that in politics on both sides, that things are being said that it didn't really happen, like on different sides and everything. But I say charge them, pull them out. I think they've been in long enough. I think Todd has been in long enough. I think he needs to get out early. The problem, the reason with him is knowing Todd, he probably does fuss a little bit. You won't let me have so-and-so. Knowing him, if anybody's watched the show, you know he's probably walking around that Pensacola. He's probably running that Pensacola institution that he's in. He's probably walking around going, give me something. And they're probably doing it. That's probably why they're mad about him, not letting him have church services and call his wife, because he's walking around going, hey, Todd said to get him so-and-so. Todd's ruling the roost down there, buddy. You're like, but I've seen it. How could he? No, he can. He's gay. But you know what? I would love for him to go. I think he could. That's probably the only reason he'll be stuck in there for his length of time is because you know how he is. Anybody's ever watched this show, and people that personally know him how he is, he probably is giving them a hell of a time. Knowing Todd Chrisley. Julie, she'll be getting out next year. She could probably petition to get out this year if she wanted to, because she's like, okay, I'll do what you tell me. I'm cool. I'm laid back. Todd's like, whoa, wait a minute now. I want my sweet tea. I wonder how it is he can't have his sweet tea and his cookies, man. Oh, man. And with all this being said and done, what money is left over for this family? Is it the reality show money that's came in? I know that Savannah Chrisley's been having to take Chloe, her niece, and her brother, little brother as well. I think they're all still living in Nashville. They might have moved back to Georgia. And everything. The oldest daughter still lives here in Georgia. So give the man a couple of little things to make him happy. If he wants to go to have some church services and want to call his wife, come on. And it's not like he murdered somebody in cold blood, decapitated them, or he defecated on people. It's not like he did some really terrible things, okay? He did bad. Don't get me wrong. He did bad. Bank fraud and everything like that. They did bad. They did bad. He did bad because, of course, they hired the wrong people. According to Julie and Todd, they hired the wrong person and everything to do their accounting. But I'm not saying he didn't do bad. People need to be punished. But do they really need to be in jail for 12 years, 7 years? I'm saying a good 3 years would have been good for them. Some people who do way more get a lot less. So I'm saying that they've already spent enough time, both of them's already spent enough time in there. I believe it's time for them to come back out. And knowing Todd, when he comes back out and they're right back on TV, he's going to come out and he's going to act like Dominic Mysterio. I'm Dom. When Dom supposedly spent one night in jail, he acted like he was a fugitive. He was a convict. Don't mess with him. What they do in the yard. I can see Todd coming right out, wearing his blue shirt, buttoned up here and everything, and got a little bandana on, coming out. Going, I'm Todd Chrisley. I can already see it. All right, we're gonna take a break. Back in a moment. Closing out this period. Stay with us. Funk is on the run, baby. Yeah. You better call your mama. It is getting funky up in here, because it's getting funky up in the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Funky like a monkey, like when you take, not like when you take your shoes off, but like when you get dancing. Stay with us, more on the way. Oh, wow. Come on, man.
Friday morning at 10:30 a.m. on WQEE 99.1 FM, the key for our show, Lyrical Wisdom. Every week we will dive into the lyrics of songs and uncover hidden messages that we hope will leave you feeling inspired and enlightened. We know that our ideas may not always line up with yours, so this show will be an open discussion. Email us with ideas for songs at lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. That's lyricalwisdomshow@gmail.com. Let's share some wisdom together.
Hey, sports fans. Weekdays,
Yep.
3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern. Drive time on WQEE. Braves Country is a Southern sports talk show. Back begin the armchair quarterbacks. It's Braves Country. Back begin the armchair quarterbacks. Weekdays, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. right here on WQEE 99.1 FM.
Live with CDT Sports Talk, sports and entertainment radio show, weeknights at 8 p.m. Eastern, live only on WQEE 99.1, the key, a heartbeat of Atlanta, Southern Talks and sports. Tune in to live with CDT Sports Talk, weeknights at
WQE 99.1 FM, The Key, Noonan, Sharpsburg, Franklin, LaGrange.
SRN News, I'm Tasha Stevens. Presidential candidates are reacting to the Alabama Supreme Court's ruling that frozen embryos are legally considered children.
In a White House statement, the president blasted the Alabama ruling, saying the disregard for women's ability to make these decisions for themselves and their families is outrageous and unacceptable. He said it's a direct result of the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Republican Nikki Haley also weighed in. She told CNN that she does not endorse the Alabama ruling, but agreed that an embryo is an unborn baby. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Also at SRNnews.com, former President Trump's daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, takes the stage at the Conservative Political Action Conference, or CPAC, during its first full day of speakers Thursday. Trump urges all Republicans to embrace early voting.
We must embrace early voting. The days of waiting until Election Day to vote are over. We have to encourage everyone who can legally vote to go do so as soon as they legally can. We need so many votes. Thanks for Donald J. Trump that we're not playing catch up on Election Day.
An investigation into Thursday's cell phone outages is looking at whether the
Okay, yeah, there we go.
AT&T cell phone service is fully restored after being out for most of the day. According to reports, the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, and other agencies are looking into it.
Moving is a big decision. Selling or buying a home in any market, but especially today's, can raise a lot of questions. Hi, I'm Amy with Killington Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn goals.
All right, thank you. Thank you for subscribing.
For you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Thank you guys for liking, subscribing, and sharing. I appreciate that, everyone.
31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan. Same great taste, the best chicken around. Fish dinners, open Monday through Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. is Wishbone Fried Chicken, right next door to their former location, bringing you the best chicken around. So great. Wishbone Fried Chicken, 31 Jackson Street, Suite A here in Newnan.
Hey there, folks. Looking for a top expert in medical, health, and life insurance? Look no further than CP Financial. Meet Charmaine Preston, your trusted agent for finding the perfect plan to fit your budget. She works with multiple companies, ensuring the best option just for you. Don't miss out on the chance to make the right choice for your financial future. 706-525-5931. Speak to Charmaine Preston, CP Financial, your top local sales agent.
Hank Arnold here from Coweta Forest. Coweta Forest is Newman's own addiction recovery support center. We exist to provide recovery support services for individuals and family members who have been impacted by addiction. Our services are no cost, and all of our information is available on our website at www.cowetaforest.org or follow us on Facebook.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th.
Ooh, keeps on reconnecting.
And Let's Go Family Amusement, March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange.
To listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl radio show, hosted by me, Ariel Green. Each week, we'll learn ways to be more sustainable in our everyday lives. We'll discuss involved locally, and we'll hear from women of color who are saving the planet in their own unique ways. Be sure to listen to the Sustainable Brown Girl radio show every Thursday at 10 a.m.
Hey, sports fans, it's
All right.
Ryan here, host of the
Here we
Ryan
go.
Show, inviting you to join us daily for
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, yours truly, Ryan O'Neal, is saying good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and hello to you. We got a lot in store for you. It's the final period of play on the Friday edition. Good News Friday. We've got the SEC men's basketball report to end the hour, but we got a lot of other stuff to talk about, so don't you dare move away from that radio dial. Elimination Chamber. Who am I? I'm RyanORadio Penitentiary host, Ryan O'Neal, of course, and all over. Yes, I am the game. 50,000 plus of you worldwide, ladies and gentlemen, across the RyanORadio media page. Earth Rock Radio. Oh, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? New Mexico, Arizona, the Navajo Nation, and across Real Radio there on the Navajo Nation. We're across the British Columbia Isles of Canada, and finally the Jordan Communication and Family Radio stations, East Alabama, West Georgia, including right there at 99.1 FM, WQEE, the key home of Southern sports and inspirational talk. Good morning, you're on the RyanORadio Penitentiary. Good morning. Don't call again. And to my haters, I got this to say to you. Don't call again. Oh. I am the man around here, ladies and gentlemen. I just had one of them little calls from one of the telemarketers. Telemarketers have got to stop doing. Why is that? Why can't we automate telemarketing? AI is taking care of everything else. Let's take care of that too. Most irritating thing. Every 5 minutes, hey, you want something? No, jackleg, don't call me. I told you not to call. This is a business. But I didn't. John called you yesterday. I'm going to call you today. Here ain't but 5 phone numbers in this whole thing we can call. We do it all day long. Yep. They get 10 phone numbers. They call the same 10 phone numbers all week long. Oh, you can get so-and-so and so-and-so. No, it can't. I already got that. Well, why do you already have it? Well, I already have that. They want to call me during my last hour, start calling me during my last hour. Because usually have guests on. That's what's interrupting my guests. You do know when they start calling in behind, that's the idiots doing that. We need AI telemarketers. That's what we need. You know, you want to have AI in the acting, you want to have AI in radio, you want to have AI in restaurants. Why can't we have AI on the telemarketers and these jobs should be just shut down? They're not giving anything back to society. Anybody's like, well, at least they got a job. No, moron, they don't have a job. They have something that's called irritating people. It's not a job. If they don't have an education enough to go get a job in a real call center, then they don't need to get paid. Just go ahead and put them on disability or whatever, unemployment or whatever. They get on my nerves. Cher says she ignores and blocks them. They get on my nerves. They call me and I'm like, dude, how many times I told you I already have insurance? I don't need insurance. Where'd you get my name? Why'd you get the radio station number? Already have this, already have that. Then they want to start saying, we can give you $2,300 in free money. I'm like, where are we going to get $2,300 of free money from? Tell me. They don't know how to explain that to me. Okay. I'm just like, look, explain it to me. And the thing about it is you don't get that. They're just trying to get you in there so they can do something else for you. Well, tell them you need insurance. I'm like, no, I don't need insurance. I got insurance. So how do I get that $2,300? Supposedly you get it. No. Sorry. No. I'm not changing my insurance over to you for that money. Hey, Ryan, it's WQEE 99.1 FM. That's right. I'm not changing for you to supposedly say you might be eligible for money that I don't even know if it's true or not. Never heard of this. You guys do know that I'll go to all these scams and try them out for you guys on my phone, off the internet and everything, so that I can come back and tell you that they're scams. Not because I believe I'm going to get that much money a month or something from somebody, but because I don't believe that they're giving that much money out and it turns into a scam. If you have somebody call you and tell you, we can give you $2,300 extra a month, they're trying to pretend like they're going to get you on some kind of Medicare or something like that. And then they're going to pull you off the insurance that you got, that you probably that's been doing good for you, paying all your medical bills. And if you guys have medicines or whatever, doing all that, and then it's going to mess everything up. And then they go, well, we told you could get up to $2,300, but you're only going to get $300 a month. And I'm not saying that I went that far in it. I went as far in it as to mess with them, going, really, I can get that? Oh, insurance? No, man, I don't want insurance, man. I don't trust insurance. I don't trust doctors. You should hear me when I'm talking about. I mean, I don't trust doctors, man. I don't trust them, man. They just giving out all these drugs. I mean, they're the biggest drug dealers out there. These people on the phones are sitting there going, like, I don't trust them, man. I don't trust them. They should be sitting up in jail with Snoop, man. Like, but he's not in jail. I'm like, yeah, but he needs to be. He sells drugs too. The movie Beekeepers was about scammers. Is that what it was about? Share. I didn't even know that. I have to check that out. But yeah, I mess with all these scammers. You know, even the ones that call and want to give away vacations and stuff. I'll mess with them and everything because I know that I'm not going to spend money. And no, I'm not going to sit there and listen to you tell me you're going to give me some insurance when I've already have my half. I don't want to mess up what I have. Okay, I got a great deal on mine, so why would I want to do that? The concept of beekeeper is Hollywood saying we're running out of ideas. You got that right, spiritual mess. You got that right. You'd love Shane on Tuesday. You need to tune in Tuesday mornings right here on the network in the third period of play. Shane B and I talk movies. You'll love to hear his thoughts on a lot of this stuff. But I agree with you. They are running out of ideas. But, hey, we got to stop these telemarketers. I'm ready for them to start. Hey, when AI comes over. Ring, ring, ring. Hello, this is Shane, and I am with Mutual Insurance Agent. And we are here to give you $5,000 a month. But you have to answer 3 questions. One question is, how old are you? Are you between ages this to this? Do you have Medicare or Medicaid? Do you have a car payment? We are going to redirect you to another con man to try to get you to buy new insurance. Ready for that? Say your name. What is your name? Let's see. How do you say it? Luzwaya? How you say your name? Put it out there in the thing for me to say it right. I want to say it right, and I'll say your name. That sounds like a Beyonce song. Say my name, say my name. Shane's favorite artist. He's going to get me. Shut up, Ryan. No, it ain't. Italian. Oh, you're Italian. That is so cool. Lose what? I'm trying to say it. I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. But I appreciate you being on with us. Italian. That is so cool. Are you in Italy? Are you an American Italian? If you're American Italian and you're part of the mob, that's the coolest people in the world. The idea of insurance is just based upon fear. You got that right. The fear that somebody's going to come steal your stuff, right? Or try to run you over and hit you. Hey, are we going to need insurance when we have the cars that drive themselves? That's the question I want to know. I asked a police officer a few years ago. We used to have a police show here on the network. They said that in the next few years, oh, you live in England, but I speak Italian. Cool. Well, somebody on the UK is on with us, but I was speaking to a police officer. He said, well, they're going to have to redirect the laws because if your car is driving itself, there's no way you could be arrested for drunk driving if you're sitting in the passenger seat. So there's no way you could be arrested for drunk driving if you're sitting in the passenger seat. I have people tell me they're honest with me, anyway. They got to redirect some laws. I was like, yeah. So are we really going to need insurance if we have cars that drive themselves, guys? There you go. You're right there. The funeral home services advertising to old people. Right now, you need to sign up for lifetime funeral services. One day, you'll never know when you go. Those commercials on there like, hello, Mom, how are you doing? I hear you okay. Don't worry, my funeral expenses are not going to be your concern. Thank goodness, because I don't make enough money. That is right. But don't worry, when I go, you and your brother do not have to worry about that. I have insurance through mutual insurance, and my funeral services are taken care of by the funeral home. You guys know those commercials? Thank you for bringing that up. I've been wanting to do that on the air. I've been wanting to do that on the air forever, brother. I appreciate you saying that. Bro, if I'm dead, I'm dead. Don't bother me. I'm glad you brought that up. Because you know what? I've been wanting to make fun of those terrible commercials. It's like watching those Lifetime movies. John, what are you doing? The name of the movie is My Husband Wore a Girdle to the Prom. He planted it on me. Why are you doing this to me, John? Because I hate you. Oh, well, you won't be sad. Just keep staying tuned here. We'll have a good time for you. We'll get you happy. Yeah, I know I'm making fun of the Lifetime Movie Network. I'm sorry. Don't get mad, people that like it. I mean, I watch it just because it makes me laugh. I'm like, these are terrible actors. Then they bring a few former soap opera actors in there, and they got those soap opera faces. Australia, baby, what's up? Thank you from down under. The TV and radio advertising is a circus. Oh, it's everywhere, man. It's everywhere, brother. It really is. I think it's funny. I've been producing commercials for years in broadcast radio, done some stuff for television, and I look at some of this stuff going, man, people getting paid millions to do that, and I'm not getting paid that much, and I do perfect commercials. Jesus Christ. But I'm glad you brought that up because I've been wanting to do a joke on that for a while. I just hadn't been able to lead into it. Thanks to Spiritual Miz for being with us this morning, for dropping in and doing that. From down under. Thank you. All right, guys. Speaking of down under, guess what's happening in Western Australia over there in Perth this weekend? The WWE will be there this weekend for Elimination Chamber on Saturday night. And before that, I know you've probably seen this on your television. Before that, Austin Theory staged an altercation with a local reporter there that, like, the local reporter said, wrestling is fake. Okay. Nobody's ever said that in years. And they got into it supposedly. WWE Elimination Chamber coming up this weekend. If you're real and authentic, the system doesn't want you. Thank you. That's what I try to be. No wonder they don't want me. WWE Elimination Chamber from England. Don't worry about that. You can always get in shape. You're a wonderful person. There you go. You're listening to the show. We like to get people. John Cena. He won't be there, I don't think. Neither will Roman Reigns. But Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins will be there during Grayson Waller's effect. Grayson Waller's from your country. So he'll probably get himself, actually the first time he'll probably be cheered. Because every time somebody from another country goes back to their home country, they're cheered. They turn them face just for that particular thing. So he'll be face. They'll be doing that. Coming up, they're going to have 2 chamber matches this weekend. Women's World Title match, Rhea Ripley would take on Nia Jax. And the winner of that will defend against the Women's Royal Rumble match at WrestleMania. Women's #1 contender. In the Elimination Chamber match, we'll have Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, and the returning Naomi. They all won qualifying matches. The Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest will defend their undisputed tag team championships against the new Citizen Republic, which is Pete Dunne and Taylor Bane. I am following the war in Israel. We did that news story in the first hour. Definitely so. And then the Elimination Chamber match for the men. will be Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Bobby Lashley, LA Knight, and Logan Paul. Really? So that's what's going on this weekend in your neck of the woods down here in Australia, Perth, Western Australia. Yeah, I do follow that. Yesterday there was a shooting, three gunmen shooting between the West Banks and Jerusalem during a high traffic area as traffic was going through a checkpoint, and a 20-year-old was killed and 5 others were injured. But they did shoot 2 of the gunmen and ended up finding the last one. I don't know if they shot him. They probably did. It's not like in the United States, you catch them, you put them away. So in other countries too. So yeah, I keep up with that every day, about 30 minutes past the hour in the first period of play every morning that I'm on. 3 hours, guys. You can go back and re-listen to that and rewatch it. We always try to keep up with it. Try to keep up with all the news around the world as much as possible. And something I don't know, I ask you guys in your neck of the woods because it's interesting for me. We did a Todd Chrisley thing. We did that. Sports-wise, ladies and gentlemen, Maple Leafs Austin Matthews becomes the first fastest in a long time 50 goal scorer in the 28-year history of the NHL. The Pirates have paid pitcher Mitch Kelly a $77 million extension to stay with them for the next 5 years. This is according to, he's already earning $2.4 million last season. He's going to get a little extra in the pocket. Wish I can get $5 million just to do this show. But like you said, Spiritual Ms., that they're not going to, if you're real and authentic, the system don't want you to have any money, make anything. All right, let's see here. We did the college football world. I'm going to do a little football action. Coming up in March, I think it's coming up next week. Not next week, the week after next. We're going to have our first spring football game with the XFL and the USFL coming together under the new umbrella, the UFL. UFL action begins with the USFL defending champions, the Birmingham Stallions, who I'm going for, taking on the XFL's defending champions, the San Antonio Brahmas, like the Brahma Bulls. That's going to be the first game of the season. There is 4 teams in each division, and both of those divisions are going to have a division champion, and there will be a championship at the end of the season between the top teams. UFL is a mixture of the XFL Football League, American Football League, and USFL Football League. They were competitors in the spring sports last year, and they come together and got rid of some of the teams, and the teams they kept actually have their own field. So I think it's going to grow during the summer. The Rock has a invested interest in the XFL, which is a part of this as well. CFL football don't begin to May. You can catch all the action and talk about that coming up weekdays from 12 to 2 on the Rod Peterson Show, Atlanta's NFL, CFL, and NHL's show. That's why we're getting an NHL team in Atlanta. The college football world officials have just announced the 12-team format, but they are considering 2 more entries potentially for the 14-team bracket by 2026. So I'm ready for that. I've always been ready for a football playoffs. I'm glad for this. This is going to give more teams an opportunity in all the different divisions, not just the SEC, which is in my neck of the woods, but also ACC, as well as the Big 10, the Big 12. Some of these are coming together. It's fantastic to see some of these teams. I will enjoy it and everything as a football fan later on this year. And we call soccer in America soccer in America, but of course we know it's football around the world. At least I know that. I don't know about some of the other ones. All right, here we go. Indiana squashes Iowa. I hate to say this in front of an Iowa fan who's on with us. Caitlin Clark, who's already made her name. Indiana's physical defense held off Caitlin Clark to 24 points and allowed the Iowa Hawkeyes to just make 17.9% of the three-point shots in a blowout victory in Bloomington, Indiana. Wow, as Indiana blew them out. Whoa, the number 4 Hawks led the series and of course, did pretty well till the end. Indiana came back and started leading the series. International Miami won. Yes, they did. And Atlanta United is back out there. We got United fans here. Well, the Hawkeyes are 23-4 on the season. Will host Illinois' next game Sunday at 1 p.m. in Iowa City. That game will air on FS1. And the Hoosiers will battle Northwestern 7 p.m. on Tuesday. So there you go. All right, that's all the sports I could drop in there. We got a few other things to talk about. We'll come back, get ready to close out in just a few. We got our SEC men's report at the end of the hour here. Always men's basketball report on Fridays because we got live programming that come in. We'll keep you informed of what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. And I've got my sports guy to let you know, Spiritual Miz, you're going to love him too. On Tuesdays, he's not only a football, baseball, basketball guy, he's a soccer guy, and he called indoor soccer for a number of years in his neck of the woods in Columbus, Georgia. So he talks soccer, and he talks Atlanta United, and he talks worldwide World Cup. He actually stays up and watches it. Mm-hmm. He's on from 2 to 3 weekdays on the network too, the sports beat Richard Honrich. We got all kind of sports here. This is what makes this station's the best sports lineup in business from 12 to 5 p.m. is the variety of sports that they talk about. They don't just stick with the Dallas Cowboys, even though there's Dallas Cowboy fans out there. Actually, I don't think they ever talked about the Cowboys all that much. Not too much. All right, they talk a little bit. Back in a moment. Let me see what I can end with some funny news, good news. Nope. Nope, don't like that story. Nope, don't like that story. Okay, I got to do this one. Joke time, fun time.
Hi, I'm Amy with Killington Realty. My husband Todd and I serve the Coweta and local area. Our purpose at our first meeting is to learn your goals, answer questions, and provide resources so that you can make the best decision for you and your family. 678-525-0047 to schedule a free consultation today to discuss your real estate needs. You don't have to do this alone.
Want to give back to your community in a meaningful way? Cares for Kids is a Keller Williams Realty founded charity in which 100% of money raised goes directly to children in need in our area. Cares for Kids helps fund local organizations like Angel's House, Coweta Casa, Elevate, and more. Help Cares for Kids reach their mission of serving 1 billion children. Call
There we go.
634-9770 today to learn more on how to be involved, or text K for K Noonan to 44321 to donate.
Carnival time is finally here. LaGrange Spring Fest with Let's Go Family Amusements, March 7th through the 7th.
I think I got through everything I needed to get through this morning. Thank goodness.
30 exhibits, rides, and more across
Yep.
the Cowboy Football Stadium in LaGrange, Georgia. Presented by LaGrange College, Jordan Communications, and Let's Go Family Amusement, March 7th through the 17th. LaGrange Spring Fest. Carnival season is finally here.
Yeah, we got a festival coming up March 7th. Carnival coming up March 7th through the 17th in LaGrange, Georgia at the college. We're partnering up with LaGrange College as well as Let's Go Family Amusement and us here at 99.1 FM. Oh. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-dum, bum. Well, it's going to freeze up. Of course. Funniest story ever. You got that right. Welcome back in. Oh, we got a little AJ Styles music in the background here. You guys ready to finish this up? They don't want none. That's right, Southern boys. And that's right. Welcome back into RyanORadio Penitentiary. 33 minutes past the hour. We're about, I think we're hitting up near 60 degrees now in the Atlanta metro Atlanta area. Time and temperature brought to you by those wonderful folks at Active Pest Control. Summer, winter, spring, fall. We don't care for those rodents, critters, or gooey things at all. Freezing up is what we got it going on. Oh my goodness. The internet's freezing up. The internet's freezing up. No, it's not because it's going off like it did for all of you guys yesterday. It's just I got crappy internet for the business, but it's no big deal. Who cares? At least it's not off. No. We're not cutting anything off, buddy. All right. Well, my news stories seem to be spinning now. Thanks to, all right, let's jump into it, guys. An annual festival event is coming to an end, ladies and gentlemen. It's a sad day in Japan. Kiko in Japan, you probably know about this. What just happened? Did it just disappear? No, it didn't. It just disappeared. I cannot believe it just disappeared. And then now my RyanORadio media is not, it's recording. It's recording. Okay, yeah. What in the world just happened? Oh my goodness. They're coming to get me, guys. They don't like it that I got people on from Australia listening. Like, hey, they want to make you. They want to hear the truth from you, Ryan. No. No, it's just my crappy internet. But at least they didn't go out yesterday, so I got maybe slow, but at least it goes. Man, oh man, this was going to be the funniest story ever. All because I wanted to bring something up else to talk about too, right behind it. We're going to act up. We're going to shut your whole thing down. Thor and the lizard people are here, Gail says. They're coming to get me. Oh my, they're coming to get me. Oh no, they're coming to get me. Oh. Dadgummit, I don't know what's going on. And you guys would have laughed at this event too. It was a special event that was going on. I know Kiko Japan probably knows about it. It's an event that's been going on for 1,000 years. All right, man, come on, really? Well, I'm gonna say one thing. I got slow internet. At least it's going. At least I wasn't shut off. I'm never gonna get AT&T. Actually, the company's got this internet, so. Wow. So. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to read the story, but I can tell you about the story because this is a story of a 1,000-year-old event that is coming to an end. Sad situation. For many young men in Japan, it was a tradition that grandpa, father, grandfather, great-grandfather, even great-great-grandfather did for years. It's called the Naked Man Festival. It's coming to an end finally. I don't understand why the Naked Man Festival is coming to an end. I mean, the nude festival. They will not have another one this year. They didn't have it during COVID, of course, but they tried to bring it back after COVID, but it just did not work out. Kiko said it's a real thing. If you're joking about it, it's real. She's telling me from Japan. Wow. Okay. No, we're not closing. No, we're not closing. Really? Oh, really? Oh, this computer's trying to come back up now. Sue, Sweetleaf, and gang, time to throw onions. Sweetleaf says, no onions. Ryan don't like them. We don't do that to him. Thank you, Sweetleaf. At least somebody's got my back. And Sue, I'm not going to even tell what you said. She said, come on. Sue says, I'll take some of those onions. Let's throw them at him. After 1,000 years, due to declining population in a certain area, it's coming to an end. This festival, known as the Naked Man Festival, involves hundreds of cloth men. So they had some cloth on. They went 100% nude. Gathering in an area to wrestle for ownership of a bag of talismans blessed by the temple chief. Priest. That's what it is. The festival dates back 1,000 years, which is held annually on the 7th day of the Lunar New Year. And the chief priest of the temple announced that the year's festival, which is usually held on Saturday, was the facility's last this past Saturday. Other people like, one local resident remembers, it's a sad that the festival is ending. I participated in hopes that it would be a memorable festival. Let's get in cloths, guys, and get out. Oh. Everybody has their thing, I guess. None of these young men want to do it anymore. Them damn young kids, you youth, you Gen Zs, you millennials, you younger ones, you just don't want to have fun. You don't want to go get half naked with a man. What's wrong with you? We talk about you doing that. We call you wussies and your man buns, but then you don't want to go out here and do this. Decline in men. I wonder why there's a decline in men's population there when it's an all nude man's festival. Things that make you go. Things that make you go. All right, I got to get out of here. Yeah, we're going to stop it. It's free. Yeah, whatever. Forget you computer freak. Trying to come up. Pretend. Forget you, computer. Got to get out of here. Monday, we're going to be back here on Monday with Coach Tommy Lewis from the Landmark Christian War Eagles. He'll join us in the final period. Tuesday, we'll have Richard Holdridge from the Sports Beat in the second period and Shane B for movie reviews in the third period. Wednesday, Horrifying Histories. Brenda Gasky joins us for another Horrifying History love dump and history there. And staining the blood of staining the history pages with the blood of the unknown is what we're going to have. And Thursday's True Crime Thursday next week. And then we'll have our regular Friday show to probably kick off that morning. Silly host, not throwing onions at you, the creepy critters messing with you on the internet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sue's now said, what? Dadgummit. I never know when we're throwing them at Ryan or somebody else. Sweetie says, that's why I wouldn't take them. I thought you were throwing them at Ryan. He says, go ahead and throw some over here. We'll get them in the critters. Yeah, that's right. That's all coming up next week. You have a great rest of your day. Share. Make sure you take care of one another. Do not let them all happen. I know the property brothers are going to come hang out at your house pretty soon, Share. But, you're going to have to tell you something. Look, you got to go somewhere. I got the property brothers coming hanging out with me. I'm picking. You might like just one of them or two of them. You might like somebody else on there. I don't know. All right. Well, I think I got everything. I think we got we're going to have to go into of course, what I like to call our SEC men's basketball report, because we got live shows and stuff coming on. We appreciate all of you guys being with us. You have a wonderful day. Peace, love, respect. I am out of here. Remember, like, subscribe, and share on the YouTube page. We'll be back Monday. You have a great weekend. Don't get in any trouble. I'm letting you out on good behavior. Don't make me have to come send old Red after to get you. See you on the flip side. Have a great weekend. All right. Okay, let's hope this, yeah. All right. You guys have a great weekend. We will be back on Monday. See you then. Have a great weekend.